Welcome to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I'm Jo Reed. Robin Whitten has been with me for the week. I want to know how you're going to end your week, but before we do, I want to remind people next week our format is changing. Instead of a daily show from Monday through Thursday, in which we talk about 4 audiobooks, we are going to come to you one day a week on Tuesday with one of our many contributors, one of many wonderful contributors, talking about 3 titles. So it will be one day a week, almost the same amount of books, but I think it'll make for a more complete conversation. And of course, we'll hear clips from all 3 of the books. So starting August 5th, one day a week, Behind the Mic, we're talking about 3 books. And just follow Behind the Mic and we will appear in your feed as though by magic. So please do follow us because I think it'll be a really good new format and I'm looking forward to it. And hope you are too.
Well, I am, because I think picking those audiobooks will be a fun prospect for each of us contributors and make for a great conversation with you, Jo.
I think so too. That's the plan anyway, Robin. So,
All right.
What are we talking about today?
So we're in a mystery zone here, and we're going back to the U.S. with South of Nowhere, a Colter Shaw, book 5 by Jeffery Deaver and read by Kaleo Griffith. Now, this is interesting for me because it's a new series. I've been talking about several series that I've been following along, but this one is a new series, sort of, because this Colter Shaw series is actually the premise of the streaming show Tracker. If anyone is...
Well, I know you do. You love that show.
I love that show. I love that show. So I feel like I know Colter, but I had never actually read one of Deaver's thrillers. And so I've jumped in here on book 5 and am very excited about these because I have 4 that I have not read now or listened to. And Kaleo does a wonderful job. This is an earphones winning performance. And we are following something that is very topical because Colter Shaw is a tracker and a survivalist. And he's basically hired to locate a missing family that was trapped after a flash flood and a collapse of a levee during a catastrophic storm.
So timely.
So very timely. It's about flash floods. It's about emergency response services. Very topical. This is a rural California setting with some great, some very great names, including South of Nowhere.
Yes, absolutely. And Kaleo has narrated all of the Colter Shaw series.
That's right. And so now I can really look forward to going back and finding the others.
Which means he really knows this character, which I've always find is really kind of nice because I think narrators can get at more nuance. It just goes deeper.
Yes, it's certainly for listeners as you get, familiar with a voice and the way they deliver the characters. It's very satisfying. But I think you're right. The narrators who do series really get to know the nuances of the author's style. And I hope that's true here. Certainly in this episode, we get such a good sort of conversational style or his tone. And then that can be quite matter of fact because that's the way Colter is. But then with some really very sensitive to some of the emotional elements here.
Well, why don't we hear a little bit?
This is really just an introduction to Colter Shaw.
Okay. This is South of Nowhere by Jeffery Deaver, read by Kaleo Griffith.
Colter Shaw had his enemies. In his profession of rewards seeking, he avoided bond enforcement, tracking down bail jumpers. But over the years, he had found more than a few men and women who emphatically did not want to be found. Nearly all rewards involving criminals were offered for information leading to their arrest or capture, with the first word of that phrase always emphasized. The last thing the authorities wanted was private cops engaging in tactical work and bringing the bad guys in zip-tied. But whether Shaw simply offered up information on the whereabouts of a fugitive or physically took him down himself, he'd been a championship college wrestler, the opponents were not pleased. And they often held grudges.
Now, this, I think, is one of those books, isn't it, where the hero has X amount of time to find these people that he's trying to rescue.
Right.
Which can mean kind of a driving pace, which can be really hard to do without exhausting the listener. But I think Kaleo is so good at doing exactly that, at, having that pace, but knowing when to draw back.
Right. And he does that very well because, of course, they're racing against the clock. And one of the things I don't think I mentioned is that Colter Shaw's family is in this. His sister is in this, and his mother, which is very interesting because those are two characters that I don't think I've seen on the streaming series.
Okay. Well, Robin, this has been a great week.
It's been a fun week. I mean, I love my mysteries all year, but particularly in the summer. Who knows why?
Yeah, I don't know either, but I've certainly been marching through mine. Anyway, it's a pleasure, and I will talk to you next month.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to it, Joe, with our new format.
Exactly, beginning next week, August 5th. Be sure to listen.
Today's episode is sponsored by Night Watcher, a twisty new audiobook performed by Will Collier and Helen Laser, plus a special note read by author Daphne Woolsencroft.
Behind the Mic is produced by Jessica Lockhart, Robin Whitten, Michelle Cobb, Stephen Cummings, Leslie Fine, Alan Minskoff, Alex Ritchie, Laura Rossi, and Kendra Winchester are our contributors. Jennifer Dow and Coco McCracken are our editors, and the music is William Ross Chernoff's Nomads 4-Way. And I'm your host, Joe Reed. Good listening.